Here we go, let's hear what they say. An hour ago, we're on our way. Escape to reality. Escape to reality. Escape to reality. Escape to reality. Woo-hoo!
All right, welcome everybody. We are super stoked. It's Escape to Reality. We have a crossover alert. We have our ladies from Two Black Girls, One Rose, Natasha and Justine.
Hey,
Welcome.
Hi,
So we have two Justines. So we're going to refer to Justine from Escape to Reality as JT. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm JT.
And so we're excited to have you guys. We're going to talk to you about your podcast and Bachelor, and obviously 90 Day, because that's what we're talking about on this episode.
Yes. So excited.
Oh,
Sorry.
that hot mess.
I'm so excited.
Crazy episode.
A mess of an episode.
Oh God. But first we are going to start with our quick questions so that our listeners can get to know you a little bit. Tasha, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
First question. If you were a housewife, what would your tagline be?
Oh God, that's so hard.
I know. It's hard.
Damn, I have to like come up with a haiku on the spot. Damn. Okay, I got it. I love to sit on the couch and watch TV, but that's not all I'm up to.
Okay, there we go. We got it. I like that.
Hey,
That's good.
I really like that.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Question number 2. Dream country to visit.
Vietnam is like top of my list.
Oh, that's on my list too. Okay.
Yeah, I love Southeast Asia. Really, really want to go back. Didn't get to do Vietnam last time, and I've heard nothing but just the best things about it. So, yeah.
Favorite piece of clothing you own?
I own this. Justine knows this shirt very well. It's I got it from my mom like dumb long ago. It's like a sheer, really bright colored shirt, button down. It was my mom's. I stole it from her like many years ago. It's just like very bright and colorful, and Justine hates the shirt because I've been wearing it for years. I wear it with everything. I wear it in the winter, the summer, the spring, the fall. You never not see this shirt, and I just love it.
Every occasion.
That's good.
You show up, she's like, really? That shirt again?
Yes, she does. She'll come over to pregame. She's like, Natasha, this shirt again.
With overalls, with a black skirt and tights, with jeans, like every occasion. There's the shirt.
You know those like ads where they have like, you know, one way to wear something like in Cosmo, like 17 different outfits? That's you.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I can wear it, rock with everything.
All right, 2 more for you. You're stuck on an island. You have one food to eat forever without getting tired of it. What would you eat?
Barbecue ribs.
Oh, yeah, good one.
It's my fave.
Last piece of content you consumed that made you cry.
Ooh.
Steven.
Oh, God. 90 Day, no. What did I watch?
Stephen taking Olga.
Maybe, last week I was binging The Haunting of Hill House.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an episode, one of the brothers is like a drug addict, and it was just like very sad seeing him going through that. So
Yeah.
a little teary, you know.
Aw.
Okay. Last question. Vintage or new?
Vintage. I love a good Salvation Army haul.
All right. Okay, Justine, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. What 3 people, living or dead, would you like to make dinner for?
Ooh. Make dinner for. Okay. So to this question, I always say I want Chrissy Teigen with me in the kitchen.
Yes.
I don't necessarily want her at the dinner. I feel like she's a lot, but like, I feel like
Your sous chef.
Yeah, sous chef. Or it could be hers, really. Let's see. Jesus.
Okay.
She's a popular pick.
Alive and in the flesh. Resurrected.
Who else? Ooh, you know who? George Michael. I would love to.
Oh, wow.
Interesting. Dynamic trio.
Yeah. A fun dinner.
Him and Jesus would have a lot to talk about.
Right. Okay. Okay. Summer or winter?
Oh, winter.
Oh,
Ugh.
interesting. A skill you're working on mastering.
Ooh. Organizing
Mm,
Oh,
and like
what I wouldn't give.
that is a skill.
like vibing, like
Mhm.
interior decorating and like making my vibe
Yeah.
come to life.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
so bad at that, but
I know you're a makeup person. Lipstick or lip gloss?
oh, lipstick.
Okay. Last but not least, song you can listen to on repeat.
Oh my God, "Lose My Cool" by Amber Mark. Woo!
Wow, I gotta write that
Okay.
down.
Yeah, who's that?
Yeah, I've never heard that song. I feel like Tasha, you would know if anyone knew. It would be you.
Yeah, I'm trying to look her up now. Who's this?
Who's My Cool by Amber Mark?
Yep, Amber Mark.
All right, I'm gonna check that out.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, thanks for playing. All right, we're gonna dive in. I think we wanted to know, Justine, tell us a little bit about how you created the podcast.
Oh, well, Natasha and I would sit and watch Rachel Lindsay's season every single week and sit until like 2:00 in the morning analyzing it for no one to hear. And so we were sitting there making each other laugh and no one would hear it. And then one day we were just texting and she was like, "Oh, we should have a podcast." And I was like, "Yeah, sure. All right." So we went to Smorgasburg in Brooklyn and sat down on a blanket and started creating like the little dynamics of what we were going to do and a little format and everything and our name. And The Bachelor didn't start until December, so we didn't start podcasting until December. And I was like, you know what? If 40 people listen to this, I will be ecstatic. I will be so happy. And now we have like thousands of people listening to us.
Amazing.
So cool. Dreams
Wild.
coming true.
And I'll say also, like, the Bachelor podcast world, there's like 1,000,001 Bachelor podcasts. Like, we were inserting ourselves into a very established world already. But one thing we noticed was that there wasn't a single podcast hosted by people of color. So we knew that we could slide right on in there because I knew that there was many other women of color or people that would just want to hear our perspective.
Yeah,
And so that definitely let us,
that's really
inspired
cool.
us to go in. Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Yeah, now look at you guys. How did you guys become friends?
We met in high school. We went
Oh, what year?
like
Freshman or?
So I'm a year. Justine's actually older than me, but I was a grade above her. So I don't know. I guess my sophomore year when she came in as a freshman, we met
probably.
and we bonded. The reason our friendship really began was our mutual love for Laguna Beach.
Oh man, I
Yes.
love Laguna Beach too. That's funny.
Laguna and the Hills. Like, we both would bring in our DVD sets and like watch it together in the lounge. Like,
Great.
that's really what sparked it. Yeah.
The original Bachelor. Oh, that's so great.
That is awesome. Okay,
Well,
so we're
I
gonna.
love
Oh, you
hearing
go.
about that. Oh, nothing.
Yeah, we're gonna dive in. We want to get your thoughts on just why you like The Bachelor and The Bachelor season predictions, stuff like that. After we do 90 Day, because neither Justine or I watch The Bachelor. So, I mean, I watch to try to listen to your guys' podcast, but other than that, so we want to kind of get your thoughts on that too. But I think we're gonna dive into 90 Day. So I'm going to take us kind of through the couples and then chime in wherever you have thoughts. We're going to start with Jay and Ashley.
Oh, God. They're so problematic to me. Can't.
Yeah,
I can't wait to hear it all.
it. Picks back up with the psycho friend knocking like a cop on the door. The friend to me seemed like a bit of a stage 5 clinger.
Horrible person.
Yes.
Like,
And she's so annoying. Like, she wants clearly to be on television. I don't know, because
yes.
she keeps bringing up this, he cheated. She's coming with 0 receipts.
Yeah, he didn't. Did you see
That's
her
so
phone with "That's my best friend" with all those emojis when she
Yes.
calls? It's creepy.
She had like a heart, a flower, like literally like
Ew.
70 emojis like a 15-year-old would have in her phone next to her name.
She's a weirdo. I can't.
Oh, I wanted to get your opinion on this because you're Jamaican. She says he just wants to be in America for opportunity. And she's like, that's what they're told from a young age. Get to America.
I was done. I literally wrote in my notes, I'm done with her because of that quote. Like, I don't know why. America's not the greatest, but not everyone around the world is like dreaming to come to America. People are living quite fine in other countries, even countries that you would consider developing or third world. Like, they're living fine lives, like good lives, actually. Yeah. So for her to be like, oh, when they're born in Jamaica, they're just told immediately to get out. That's not true. So, I hate that like perception.
Yeah, especially being black, like it's not like you're like trying to get to the place where, you know what I mean? America's not the promised land for black people.
No,
so, like,
he's already come here and he's gotten issues and talking about going back. So clearly, like, no, she needs to.
Yeah. Why do you guys think that he's with her? Why is he doing this?
Oh, to be in America though.
But it seems like he was happier in Jamaica. And now he's married to her, and now he's stuck in America with her. I guess only for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And then he can get rid of her? Is that the whole... Or maybe he likes her a little bit and he'll put up with it?
I think he does like her a bit. He's 20. There are more opportunities in the U.S. Let's just put that out there. Right. Education-wise, job-wise, there are more opportunities. He also does kind of like her. So it's not a bad setup. But
and they got picked for the show.
They got picked for the show. And I also think... Like, as he had the barbershop scene a couple weeks ago where he flat out said if it wasn't for her, he wouldn't have come.
Yes.
So I think he's here. He's trying to make it work out. But if it doesn't work out, he also knows he'll be fine because he'll be 25 and he can start over again in America and he'll be okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's plenty of he's got a whole life ahead of him.
How about her riding off on the scooter? Did you catch her riding off on the scooter? Like,
how did those wheels hold that?
Oh no! I didn't want to say nothing, but I was not expecting that.
That was big. I mean, that was wild. And no helmet.
Yeah, Justine, what are your thoughts on Jay and Ashley? Do you like them together?
Scooter? What?
I know the scooter was bizarre.
I missed the scooter. Who?
Oh my god! You got to rewatch. It was a big.
You have to rewatch. It's all-time classic. The friend who confronted her, like she was like, "All right, fine," and she gets on like a basic scooter and rides off like with her ass on the ground essentially. It was
oh no! No safety precautions at that.
No helmet.
None.
Okay, so they go to Vegas to get married supposedly. So I don't know if you guys seen this. Probably how you guys are with The Bachelor. We follow all these like 90-day fiance tea pages where they have all this crap. And they have wedding photos of them that looks like they're at the beach and not in Vegas when they get married. So I'm not quite sure.
She said that's a recommitment ceremony or something, that they did get married in Vegas, but then it seems like they did do something for family.
Oh, okay.
I read that somewhere.
All right.
He also says Vegas reminds him of Jamaica.
Yeah, I caught that. I was like, oh, okay.
Does it?
Does it? It's hot, but like
there's humidity in Jamaica, right?
Yeah,
it's pretty humid.
Very humid.
The hot heat, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. And they talk about their sex life. And he says, "I'm black. I have to keep my blood pumping." And she says it's not healthy to go to Pound Town 3 times a day. So
right. And I don't know if that's a black thing or he's 20.
I'll have to admit,
he's 20. I think,
I've heard that before.
Yeah, like he's 20. He's 20 years old, and is she 31? I think she is.
She's 31. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, yeah,
and
it seems odd.
Doesn't she have kids or a kid? Or did
she has 2 kids, right?
Yeah.
Yes, she has 2
see
kids
them on the show.
Yes.
Or do they not live with her?
No, she said she's like purposely keeping the kids off the show, but I feel like they also don't live with her.
Yeah, right. Conveniently.
But she does sometimes look 31, sometimes 21.
Yeah.
She flip flops. Yeah.
She's cute, but also.
Okay, so do you guys think in a year from now they're together?
Yeah.
Justine, are they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. A year from now, yeah, because he's gonna milk this out. Like Tasha said, I think for 25. I think maybe when he turns 21, he'll have some more epiphanies because he can go more places legally.
Right. Yeah. Not just McDonald's.
Right. Sneaking out to Mickey D's.
Is that the legal amount of time? About 5 years you have to stay married?
Yeah. Is it?
I think it was 2 years.
Yeah. I think it's 2.
That's nothing. I'm very cold for that.
What?
Right?
Yeah.
It's nothing. Yeah. And
I think in a
Tasha, you
year.
think?
Yeah, I think they'll still be together. Yeah, I think they're gonna start having problems when he starts to develop his own life there. Right now, he's wrapped up under her wing. He has no friends. He has no girls. He has no any other stimulation to like distract him or cause problems. Once he gets a job or starts going to school, start makes other friends and things like that, that's when the problems are gonna arise. That's where her jealousy and things are gonna start to come up again. That's where the trust issues are gonna come up, and that's gonna be the end of that relationship.
Brilliant. I agree.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. We're moving on to one of my favorites of all time, Colt and Larissa.
God, you love them, and I can't. I hate watching.
Are we going
them.
to talk about present day or no?
We have to, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen this. He's like sliding into the DMs of chicks like talking about like sucking dick and stuff. Like,
Supposedly he's cheating on her. She's like moving out of the house. She's out of here. She's getting divorced. And he's like a player, supposedly.
Colt?
Just on
Yes.
Instagram?
I
Yes.
guess in Instagram DMs. Can you believe it? Yeah.
I think Colt is on the low, like, because even when in this episode he had his friends there and they're like, yeah, we didn't really, we've seen a lot of the people he's dated. I was like, he has multiple relationships, like past relationships, Colt? What?
Yeah. Yeah.
How does this happen?
How
I
does
don't
that
know
happen?
how he has relationships. So the reason why, when I say I love them, I mean, like, I find her very entertaining to watch. The whole dynamic, especially with the mom. I don't know if you've seen Debbie, the mom. She wasn't in this episode, but she's great. Yeah. So they get back from their massive fight. He's looking for a one-way ticket to Brazil on Google Flights, trying to get her out of there.
Yeah.
Love that. And
Because
she comes.
Larissa also,
No.
she's that quintessential, she does these big moments, like I'm taking off the ring, I'm calling my mom, I'm getting out of here, like these big threatening things, and then 5 minutes later she's like, oh, I didn't mean it, and like slides the ring back on. And like Colt is not, he can't be doing all this. He's seriously looking for flights to get her the fuck out of here, because that's what you said you wanted to do. You wanted to leave, so we're gonna do this.
Right. I think what I'm surprised by is like how brutal honest he is with her. Like for being such like a nerdy, weird dude, like he really just doesn't give a shit. He tells her straight up, like, you're being weird. The way you acted was ridiculous. Like, I don't know. It's surprising to me.
It is, because there's been past seasons where it's like a similar dynamic, like a really pretty girl who's like way out of this guy's league, and he's like,
And he gets
not
walked all over,
good-looking.
I'm sure, right?
And he gets walked all over, right?
Right.
So this is interesting that Colt definitely stands up for himself and doesn't allow that. He's not a pushover.
Yep.
It's crazy.
It really is. Those flip-flops, Jesus, those shower
The way
flip-flops.
he sits on that couch with those shorts crossing his legs.
Oh God, his little shower shoes on.
So the date night, they go out with his really weird-looking friends. In his car, his friend. You saw her rainbow purse?
Yes!
She had
I
like
saw that immediately. I was like, those two people have only had sex in the missionary position. That is
They're probably tying each other up in the closet.
You know what?
Oh God,
The dorkiest are the freakiest.
Yeah,
that's true.
You're right.
That's
You're
true.
right.
They get Dungeon Dragons out and they get wild.
No, he wears like baby diapers and shit like that.
Yeah, she
Like,
spanks.
that kind of weird. Yeah, she's
they're in that like pony club. You know those people who dress up as ponies?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Or like furries or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yes. So
I was at a
they're in
park one
episode-
time and saw a whole bunch of them all dressed up in outfits like that at a park.
Really?
What?
Yeah, I saw like probably 20 people dressed up, adults, in those outfits. They weren't having sex, but they were having like a little party out in the broad daylight.
I can't.
My kids, I'll give you up if you do that. Sorry.
Things people are into. What I don't understand about like these weird fetishes, how did you discover that turned you on? Like, what was the origin story
The
of
internet.
that? You saw a girl
The
with
internet.
a furry costume. Just the internet, just watching shit, and then you like.
I think
You're-
so. Like, yeah, they're watching Barney getting turned on, you know?
They're
and
like,
they're
other
oh.
people like this too.
Oh my God, that's scary.
Did you guys notice that they were in Colt's car on the way to dinner? So I don't think either of these two people had a car, because I don't know why you would
did.
choose to be in the car with no AC.
No air conditioning.
Windows rolled up.
It makes
Yeah.
no sense.
None.
And then Larissa just starts back up again. I have a question for you. American men, do they not give compliments to his friend? And they have a very awkward public fight in front of the friends. I love the friend with the rainbow purse. She called Larissa Fiery Spark.
Oh, wow.
That was good.
Fiery Spark. I think Larissa, she has no chill. She has no qualms about doing all this stuff in front of people, which is what makes me so annoyed with her. She knows no concept of, like, save this for home. Like, she just will blow up anywhere in front of anyone. That's a horrific quality.
Yeah, it's like they're blacked out. It's like she's blacked out all the time. Like how your drunk friends would act, like getting in fights in public is like how they act all the time.
Almost an illness.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
I would like to go out with a couple like that just once and just watch people be crazy like that and just watch the show.
Right. Grab your popcorn.
She was putting on a show in public. They went on for, it looked like, a couple hours from outside, even sitting down. It didn't stop.
It didn't.
Nonstop.
Rainbow Purse Chick said that it's like Fire and Ice, so I'm pretty sure she's a Game of Thrones nerd.
Fire and
describing
Ice.
Larissa and Colt.
To Larissa's defense, I have to say, because I think one of the reasons she said that she's so always fishing for compliments when they're in the car was that Colt's like sex drive. I don't know if you're going to talk about this.
Oh,
but,
yes, right.
He wants sex all the time, so she's like, at the very least, you can give me compliments. And I was like, all right, yeah, that's
I guess
valid.
I understand that. Yeah,
I understand that. Yeah.
The thought of Colt like having a high level of sex drive, literally disgusting to me.
But supposedly, Larissa does have 3 kids that she left in Brazil with 3 different people. They don't even live within the same roof. Oh, so she's got a messy situation too.
Whole situation. Yeah, I heard that on your podcast. What? So, in social media now in real life, does she acknowledge the kids, or is this people just dug and found that?
No. She posted something about like how they're with her dad, or some of them are with. She has like multiple children. It's a disaster. It's a complete mess.
I haven't seen a picture though. No. Yeah.
No, I haven't either.
Wait till you hear about
she put up a
backstory.
Oh my God. I didn't. Yeah, you guys wait. So depressing. Okay. Justine, what are your thoughts on Colt and Larissa?
I love them the same way that you do, Geneva. I think they're really, really entertaining. I think too, and I didn't know the detail about the kids, but this makes sense. He has a notion that he can get another Larissa.
Yes, he does.
Always like, well, I can get another one if I really try to. So I'm looking for these one-way flights. Like, girl, you better come correct. You can go back to the 3 kids, girl. I don't have time.
Yeah, like he has a level of confidence to me that is baffling.
Yes, me too.
Living with his mother in that house with this shitty ass car and like nothing to speak for of his own and like some dead end job, and he acts like he's Prince Harry. Like I don't. Yep. It's weird. It's really surprising.
Maybe Debbie has seen this a lot before too. It's crazy. I cringed when he called her Honey Bunny.
Oh no, Larissa.
The mom.
No, I'm sorry. I jumped around. When he called Larissa Honey Bunny, I was just like, oh, God.
Honestly, if he called the mom Honey Bunny, I also would not be surprised.
Me either.
No, they're that close and creepy. Yeah.
So creepy. Anybody else have any other thoughts on Colt and Larissa?
I think it's very clear. I'm a big fan of the 5 love languages.
Yes.
Larissa's love language is words of affirmation, and Colt's is physical touch.
And Larissa's is? Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Words of affirmation. She needs to be told how well she's doing. So that's why they're not speaking each other's languages, and so that they're always in contention.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, so you're going to give us the love languages.
5 love languages.
I think I told you this, that when we got married, we were supposed to read that book. And then instead we read the Wikipedia page. So, but I agree with you. I think it's very important. Now that I've been married for 2 years, I do think love languages are crucial to understand.
Need to read that.
So make sure you ask.
Yeah. I think a lot when you see couples that are like I do this all the time now when I watch shows and see couples fighting. I'm like, oh, it's because her language is this, and his language is that.
It makes sense.
No, it's honestly it's true.
It makes so much sense.
Yeah. Okay. Steven and Olga. Oh my God. Honestly, it's
almost
so
makes
hard
me want
to
to
watch.
barf saying what we have to say about our backstory, but you have to know it really.
All right, tell them. Tell
Okay,
them.
what?
You have to tell
Olga, this is coming from reality dirt. It seemed very legitimate. Okay.
No, yeah, it came from the
about
Russian
like
press.
10 years ago. It seemed when Olga was 13, her parents did a religious like crucifixion on their adult daughter who had 2 children in the home, a baby and like I don't know how old the other kid was. Olga took those kids into the bedroom and hid them, and the parents murdered their daughter, their like 25-year-old daughter. They pulled open her stomach, pulled her intestines out, and then stomped on her face, and then said that she's going to rise back like Jesus. And so they're in jail. They went to jail or whatever, and then she went into foster care. Yes. So this is her freaking backstory. Can you believe that?
Oh my God. I've been wondering what her backstory was this whole time. My whole question is always like, where are her parents? Yeah, where's her family? Where's her parents?
We were saying the same thing. It's not disgusting. It's like,
doesn't it bring a whole nother level of darkness that I can't handle?
Oh, it makes me so, I really feel so sad for Olga just all the time.
She was and think now she's going to get her baby taken away from her? Like, my God.
No, she not. Oh, hell no. No, she not.
I think all of America will kill Steven.
Yes. I'm ready to scrap over Olga's baby. Because this is what he's trying to do is ridiculous.
Still takes the baby away, and he knows that happened to her.
Exactly.
Like, exactly.
True.
Because he's
disgusting.
Yeah. He's so selfish because he's wrapped up in his own backstory of, child
and he also keeps saying, like, I didn't have a father. It's like, you think the fucking baby's gonna know? Like, a baby needs its mother at that age. It does not need your ass. Like, it's...
It has no concept of even where it is.
She's not dumping you. She's just trying... You can come to Russia and visit. Then maybe eventually she'll get to come to the U.S.
Right.
It's not like you're never going to see her again.
Exactly.
Yeah. But he had no intentions of marrying her. He just wanted a baby to prove that he's not his dad. This happened.
I think you're so right.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's too depressing to watch.
It's hard to watch.
Lucky he didn't have a baby with me. I would take that baby. I'd be in the Russian hills. You'd never see me.
Russian hills.
She's so calm that he's lucky.
She is. She needs to flee. He doesn't know the language. She doesn't know anything. She needs to take that baby and leave.
Yeah,
she needs to get the fuck out of there.
I was surprised she even trusted him to take a shower. I'd be scared he'd be on the plane.
That's what's terrifying. Like, anytime she leaves him with the baby, she is probably thinking, like, is he running away with the baby right now?
Yes. You could tell how nervous she was when he went into the embassy. Like, he was not...
Yeah.
God, he's
she said it would be the end of my world if he takes the baby, which...
And then he came out and the baby was screaming because he was hungry. And he was like, no, it's definitely not. It's definitely not Steve.
Yeah, and he hands it to her immediately. He's like, feed him. It's like, dude, obviously this kid can't survive without its mom. Stop it.
He's disgusting.
Right. And every time he even mentions the idea of bringing the baby to the U.S., you see Olga get like visibly emotional, like visibly hurt and upset, like in their interview scenes, in their scenes together. But he keeps bringing it up, and don't you see the distress this is causing her? Like, he's so unaware and like just selfish asshole.
Yeah.
Listen, he better not. Is all I'm saying. He better fucking not. I can't watch this girl go through. After we found out that story, I was like, I can't watch any more pain for this woman. I just can't.
Oh, God.
He makes me sick physically when I'm watching it. It's really hard to watch.
I would like to remind you that you liked him at first.
He looks like my he kind of looks like my husband, but not, I mean, I gave him the benefit of the doubt, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you're retired.
Also, Justine,
no,
Justine loved Paul from 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days.
I remember.
I don't love him. I'm joking. I don't, but he kind of was really fun to watch. He's nuts.
He's a nutbag.
They showed up at my house.
Oh, God. Yeah, right. All right. Any other thoughts before we go to the real mess of the episode?
Oh my God. I'm not ready for this either.
Yeah.
All these people are so depressing.
Oh, so is this show always this depressing?
This season's pretty dark with Kalani and Asuelu, like the babies bringing in the children, and it's like a very messy situation. They've always had seasons with kids, but it's never been this messy.
This heavy.
Okay.
This heavy. Okay. Yeah.
That makes me feel better because I need more lightness.
Do you think it will come back? Are they stretch whatever, like grasping for straws? What do you think it is? Or is it just the luck of the draw?
You mean with the casting?
Yeah. Do you think that the show's going downhill, or in your opinion, is it
No.
okay?
The reason why I love this show so much is every season is a solid season.
Yeah.
Every season they hit the jackpot with their casting. There isn't I had to go back and look through all the seasons. There isn't a single season I didn't love and that wasn't a fucking train wreck.
Okay.
So this season kind of just like falls in with all the others. It's just a little bit more dark with the children and stuff.
Okay.
It's true. It is dark. Okay, so speaking of children, Kalani and Asuelu, she's pregnant again.
That shocked me.
This is a nightmare. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't shocked at all.
Really? You weren't?
At all. Nope.
You thought they were gonna get pregnant again?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Either like they were gonna get married and she was gonna announce at the wedding, like, I'm pregnant, or
oh god,
pregnant. Really, really. I was not aware that she was nursing her newborn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a lot. I didn't know how young that baby was.
Yeah.
That's hell.
Yeah.
And sometimes breastfeeding helps
born.
you not get pregnant, but in her case, it didn't. So,
well, she was like saying that like there's not a great method of birth control right now.
I know.
I just
condoms.
And we don't use right, but we don't use condoms
mean?
because of Asuelu's what did he call it? Like slut condoms or something?
Slut, whatever.
Yeah, take the pill behind his back.
Right. Something like they were straight up just using the pull-out method. Are y'all nuts?
So she acts like
I don't
she
even
hates
think they were
him,
doing that.
but she's really having a lot of sex with him.
Obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Or
down.
Or he's just really potent.
It was really pissing me off how she was like bawling like she had gotten raped.
Oh
like,
my
you know
God.
what I mean? Like you didn't like you chose to get in this relationship and have unprotected sex, and now you're acting mystified that you got pregnant and blaming it on him. Like I don't understand.
He's describing it like I got impregnated by him. And it's like, no, you lay down on the bed too and y'all fucked together. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like she was sleeping and he stuck a turkey baster up her. It didn't happen like that.
No. I can't with Kalani. I cannot believe she is 30. She's like a 30 solid. I mean, you would think a 30 solid, like mature, smart woman, but clearly not. But I can't believe that she let Asuelu, who's 23, and he's like he's like a 23-year-old infant. He's like nothing, he doesn't know anything. He's like an alien. Everything is new to him. He's like so green to the world. Like he was born yesterday. And that's who you let dictate what contraception you guys were going to use? Are you serious?
Yeah, like having 2 children. It's just insane. I don't understand.
Insane.
Did you notice how he was eating ice cream at the end? Did anyone see this? It was just, oh my God, he was just like shoving it. Like it was literally like feeding a baby, but he was feeding himself. Like it was all over his face. It's kind of like I was like, dude, this guy doesn't even know how to like use a spoon for ice cream.
No, he's like a Martian. He's like learning everything for the first time. That's how I look at him. And this is who you lay down with to have sex with multiple times and you get pregnant again? I can't.
Lay down with? How biblical. It's like very... like
lay down.
And she doesn't trust to leave him alone with him now and you're having another one. Right. You're just making your life a living hell.
She's a single mother with 3 kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
Disgusting.
He looks like Mr. Potato Head.
Oh my God.
He does.
Yes, he does.
It's a very square
accurate
face.
He actually really does.
Of him. Oh my God. It looks like his eyes are put on crooked and his lips were put on crooked.
They do.
Put together by
I'm telling you, especially, like now when I think about that ice cream eating scene, it was like his lips were like literally Mr. Potato lips. Like he didn't know how to use them. Yeah.
Yep.
I will say she's a pretty crier. Like she just cries without her face doing anything.
Yeah.
Like, tears.
She's so pretty.
You're right.
Yeah,
tears just fall like
gracefully down the cheek.
So depressed.
Oh, it's really
so bad.
It's really sad.
It is sad.
Really
What do you think of the
sad.
mom's reaction?
The mom,
she was
she
just
wants to die.
stunned. Yeah, I think she's feeling so many emotions. I think more than anything, she's just stunned. But I think I could picture her going home and like either like cursing Kalani the fuck out or just crying nonstop because this is a nightmare for everybody in the family.
Our friend Munch is DMing us right now. She must be watching the episode in like all caps. Wow, Kalani is fucking nuts. Why is she acting like the baby's all Suelu's fault with like 7 exclamation points? Like he tricked her into it. She's the one who's agreeing to not use control. Like she's heated.
Yeah,
it is really.
She put it all. Yeah, she's putting it all on Asuelu. So annoying.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and it's like you're making the terrible decision to even think about having a second child with this person. What are you doing? It's just bad.
And when you have sex, he's not pulling out. What do you think's going to happen?
Right.
You grew up in California, like they have regular sex ed there. They don't teach you abstinence.
That's what I was just going to say. Yeah,
she
like
was
they have
raised
normal
Mormon.
sex education, but she was raised Mormon.
Yeah.
All right, go get a Plan B at CVS.
If there's any time for a Plan B, it's this time. I would agree.
So no
for that, but yeah. Jeez.
Oh god. Okay, so Tasha,
pro-choice podcast right now.
Absolutely. What are their love languages?
Ooh, I love this question.
Yeah, what are their love languages?
I think his is physical touch.
Yeah,
I was talking about cuddling.
His is definitely physical touch. I think hers is.
I don't know what
not
hers
hate the
is.
person you're with.
It's not quality time because she barely likes to spend any time with him.
It might be acts of service and he doesn't do shit.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I think that's it. That's why she's so disappointed with him because he's not able to do anything of service for her.
Yeah, she would be happier if he took care of them more. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Lita and Eric. Lita, the worst human being alive.
She's a monster.
Yeah, she's really
straight up monster.
She is terrible. Like, oh my god. So she's cleaning out the kids' room immediately. Eric comes in from work with a backpack and like it looks like he worked in like a 1950s like auto shop. I wasn't quite sure what his job.
What does he do?
I don't know. And she keeps going on about being a priority and says that Tasha will get over it given it enough time. And he says Lita's my priority, nothing will stop that. So he's casting the daughter aside.
Terrible.
So terrible.
Because he is under the impression that like he will be able to repair this with his daughter and it will be fine and like in the near future. She might be done with her dad for a while. Like she might might be
it looks like it's still they're not talking right now. Present day. Yeah.
It's not just overnight she's gonna come back and like forgive him. No, like you've ruined your daughter's relationship irrevocably, whatever that word is, irrevocably, whatever.
Yeah. I know
you know what I mean? Yeah, you know.
I can't say it either, so I will just agree.
Yeah, but yeah, that shit's gonna be messed up for like years to come, and that was worth it.
Absolutely. And like you don't fuck with a teenage daughter, like a relationship with her father, that's going to fuck her up. Not only her relationship with her dad, but her relationship with men.
Oh yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh geez. Didn't even think about that.
Disaster.
Also, did you notice how everyone else besides Eric, her dad, kept referring to her as a child and he kept referring to her as an adult?
Yeah. How old is Tasha?
I know.
19, right?
I think she's 18, 19. Yeah. So technically, she's still a teenager.
He's acting like she's 55.
Yeah, 100%.
He's one of those though that like as soon as his daughter turns 18, he's like, "You're an adult now. Start paying bills. You got to get out the house." Like,
because he doesn't have to pay child support anymore. So he's like, "Yeah, fuck off."
He's done. He got a Nazi haircut at the Baraboo Social Club.
His pre-wedding haircut looked the same as it ever did.
Right.
Also, you're getting your pre-wedding haircut 3 weeks early? That's not a pre-wedding haircut.
I thought that was the thing. I'm like, how does that work?
I'm very confused. Is this like when women go to get their hair like styled for the wedding? You know, before you get married, you go to like get a tester to see different styles. Is that what he's doing?
Okay, maybe.
The frame because it sounds like he knew. Yeah, frame that beautiful mug. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
His dad looked younger than
he said. His dad kept saying like you can't kick your daughter to the curb, or you putting her ahead of your family, and he just wasn't having it.
And he was calling it tough love, and I'm like, you kicked your daughter to
like
the
tough
curb,
love to like
and
kick
you let
her
the
out.
new step like monster do it. Like you didn't even have a sit down talk with Tasha. Like, hey, let's set up a plan for when you leave the house. Like you straight up let the new step bitch come in and kick her out. Like, that's not tough love. That's just being a cruel person.
Yeah, it's tough. It's abuse.
And a pushover. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
It was just spineless. It just came across as like, it was just gross to do that to your own daughter. And meanwhile, he's trying to like, the earlier episodes, he kept saying like, I'm all about family. I'm not going to turn my back on my family. It's like, you just did. Lita meets the ex-wife by the Wisconsin River. I was worried she was going to get pushed in, but she survived.
Tanya Harding didn't pull a Tanya Harding on her this time.
Doesn't she look like Tanya Harding?
She does. Like 2018 Tanya Harding. Like,
yes, exactly. Tanya Harding today.
Yes,
she should have. She says the family's pushing the kids, the family way. The kids are upset. They don't want to come to the wedding. Mm-hmm. And Lita's like, don't want to come? Good.
That's my pride. I'm not going to ask.
Right. She's so evil. She doesn't give a shit about anybody.
She doesn't. She said, who cares about the others? Like, she's quite content with just coming here and just breaking up the family and it all being about her. And it's disgusting.
I see why the sister was so concerned about like leaving Lita. Like, I think she knows the sister knows Lita's a psycho and is like, this isn't going to go well.
This is not going to be easy.
Can you imagine what she did to her sister as a child? She would lock her in like a closet, never come back for days, and just put a little bread under the door.
Maybe.
Bread under the door.
Just to keep her alive. She's an evil person, and the way she like keeps messing with her hair the whole time. Mm-hmm. She does have a beautiful head of hair, but she's really obsessed with.
Stop touching.
No, she's very pretty, but she's evil.
She's evil.
Yeah. And Eric is a terrible father, so they say they're quitting the show because she's been getting death threats ever since the episode where she kicked Tosh out. So.
Not a shocker.
So there's that.
Oh, Jesus.
Right? Death threats?
People unrelenting.
Who's taking the show that seriously? That they're sending death.
Yeah, what?
I sent a couple to Steven last night, but I didn't send them to Lita.
Now we know.
We got our answer. Right. Now we know, ladies and gents. Oh my god.
Okay. Do you think
any other thoughts on this train wreck? Yes.
Do you think Lita and Tanya are gonna there's gonna be a physical altercation at some point in time?
Ooh. She's gonna fight somebody.
Because Tanya was turned up. Like
she was
turned up.
Oh, she seemed calm to me.
Really?
I would have already. I would be crazy.
Justine's a psycho. She would already attack.
If people treat my kids like that, I would have an issue, and she'd be in the river.
Right. Yeah. I think that was turned up for like Wisconsin, middle-aged white woman standards. I thought she was pretty.
Was she?
Any moment she was about to like really raise her voice, or not at that moment put hands on her, but it's coming.
Yeah.
You haven't seen
Tasha
Rochester white woman, just Justine. Yes.
What?
Maybe I'm just trash. Tanya's classy compared to what I would do to her and Steven.
All right.
Random question for the two of you. Do you eat Arby's?
I've never been to Arby's.
Oh my God. Something's wrong with me. I eat it once a week. My whole family, we love it.
No.
Oh God.
The commercials, that's my only interaction with Arby, and the food looks disgusting.
Oh,
so I don't.
So delicious. But I just found out that RB's, it's AR means the R, and the B's means RB, stands for roast beef. Who knew? I just found that out. So there you go.
Fast food roast
that's beef. Who our sponsor will be, Arby's. And word on the street is that it's liquefied and it's become solid, so it's really probably. I got cancer on the way from it.
What? Ew. Mm-mm.
Yeah, because one of our episodes, Justine was talking about how the Arby's in some airport.
Baltimore
what airport is it?
If you ever go through the airport, it was shaved perfectly and tasty.
That's quality Arby's.
Yes. On multiple, I've had people tell me, but it was my mom, but she said it was delicious for her too.
Oh my God, no.
They do have really good curly fries, though. You should try it sometime.
Yeah, the curly fries.
I love a curly
really good curly fries, seasoned to perfection.
Are there sandwiches? One thing I never understood, but their sandwiches, are they deli? Like they're cold or they're hot?
They're hot.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, it is hot.
They're hot.
Yeah, they're really delicious.
Interesting. It always looked cold.
No,
Yeah,
no,
it's
they're
like a
hot.
deli
You have to get it hot. But you might go on a bad day and you'll want to barf. It's a 70% is going to be a bad experience. 70-30 is good, and that's what keeps you coming back, that 30%.
70-30?
Yeah.
70-30, you're not selling us on this at all.
So,
70-30, Jesus. All right.
Me and Tanya definitely hang out at Arby's together.
Yeah. You belong in Wisconsin. Okay. Let's wrap it up with Jonathan and Fernanda. So they're definitely getting less and less screen time. I've noticed you totally forget about them. They have 2 scenes.
And I really like Fernanda.
I do too.
I love her.
I love her.
We've commented a lot on how mature she seems for 19.
Very, Even last week's episode, her whole talk with him about how he needs to fix his relationship with his mother.
Yes.
And she was giving him little, tips and tricks. And it just seemed very much like the definition of a woman or a wife that would make him better. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think she just seems very mature, and he, of course, at 34 is half the wiseness of her.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So he goes to have drinks with his friend, and she blows up his phone, many times and is lost it again. She's very pissed. Mm-hmm. And she starts yelling at him. I don't know if you noticed, she was literally foaming at the mouth.
Yeah. Yep. I did notice. There was some saliva strings.
Yes. She was so heated that she couldn't control the saliva. And yelling at him, I need you here. You're so selfish. I'm always alone. I don't know. I feel like I get what she's saying, but I think it's a little pathetic to not let somebody leave the house for 45 minutes. I don't know.
Right. What are they doing when he is there?
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
She's sitting on his lap, I think.
Right.
But my question was, it seemed like he came home the next day from work and then they talked about it. So were the cameras just not there that night when he got home? So they saved the fight? Was it reenacted? I don't know.
Yeah, it did look like the next day. It was strange.
And that she's not just sleeping. She's up ready to talk about it when he gets home, I would think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
Knuckin', bucking, and ready to fight.
Yes, absolutely. I thought it was kind of rude. He starts what else do you want from me? I'll get you anything you want from Amazon, a car, boobs. I'm here we go. You always gotta throw the tits.
So she gave her whole spiel about why, her side of things. And his first response was, look at the sacrifices I've made for you and everything I bought. That's not the right response to her pouring her heart out right now.
No, but it's to me, it's a very typical generic male response, which is if they get attacked, they're going to try to turn it on her. Look what I've done for you. It's shut the fuck up. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Where'd she get the boob job? In Mexico?
No, he said remember, he said something I wasn't going to buy it for her till we were engaged or something. Something also
so she hasn't
up.
gotten it done yet? Or has she?
No, she got it done, but I think she got it done.
After they solidified their visa or something.
I wouldn't even notice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
She's gorgeous, yeah.
Yeah, she calls her dad crying, and he pounds a full fifth of brandy in the kitchen in the middle of the day, it seemed.
In the middle of the day.
I didn't catch that. He did?
He pounded that drink. Oh, yeah. He poured probably at least 3-finger height and just threw it back.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, she's not leaving. We've seen they got freaking married, so it seems like the disaster continues.
So young.
She's so young, and she's just bored out of her mind. That's what, I don't understand why she's sitting in the house, because, I think I tweeted this.
Go do something.
Do something. Yeah, get a bus pass, go explore the area, go join a gym, go find friends, and create your own life. Why are you sitting up in the house bored to death, and then you're just pissed every time he leaves? He has a life as well.
Yeah, he deserves to have a drink with his friend.
He does.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought I get that she feels alone, because I know when you move someplace new, that can be hard, obviously, but it's she also needs. You can't sit and be miserable in your little house and expect a life to come to you. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. No, you can't sit and complain about your circumstances. Start to try and change them.
So her love language, quality time?
Definitely quality time, and his is gift giving.
Wow. Oh, look at you. I like that. All right.
Yep. Yep.
Well, we've analyzed everybody and we know. So who, okay, Justine, I'll start with you. Who's your favorite couple of this season?
Oh my God, Kalani and Swell.
Oh, Jesus.
So when we say favorite, you mean like to watch?
To watch by far. Her family is such a wreck. And the fact that her dad was like, I don't want you with any of my people. I want you with a white guy. And she got with a Mr. Potato Head ass, like Cobra Farmer is the best. Yeah. This is just the greatest ever. I love this.
Do you agree with me that her dad looks like The Rock in 40 years?
Mm-hmm, it does.
Yeah, totally. All right. And your least favorite couple, the one you don't like watching, Justine, is what?
Olga and Steven, for sure.
Oh, 100%. I would agree.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like a little
so hard to watch.
The rest of these are like, I don't know anybody like this, so it's like fine. But those two, like, oof, this is too close.
Totally. It's hard to watch. Yeah. Okay, Tasha, favorite couple.
I like watching Jonathan and Fernanda, actually.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish there was more of them, yeah.
I wish there was more of them. I love Fernanda. She's so wise, and
she is
even
wise.
though Jonathan gets on my last nerves, I do like kind of watching their dynamic for some reason.
I feel like I was an asshole at 19. I was not as self-aware as she is.
No,
like,
not at all.
I just, And least favorite, Steven and Olga?
Yep, Steven and Olga. Yeah. And close second, Kalani and Asuelu. Now that she's pregnant, I don't know how I'm going to watch this.
Oh, God. Disaster.
This is a nightmare.
Bad.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for talking 90 Day with us. We appreciate it. You actually are the one who's been telling me for like 3 years to watch 90 Day Fiance.
For forever. You have to go back and watch the other seasons. Even just last season 5 was a mess as well.
Somebody hit us up on Twitter and was like, are you guys going to go back and review like the old seasons on the pod? And I'm like, oh, that's a real undertaking because we already watched 75 shows, but
it's hard.
We'll see what happens. We're already watching every single reality TV.
I'm watching TV as I'm driving to work just to keep up on it all.
Very safe, mother.
Right.
I got an hour commute. I gotta use it wisely.
It's worth it though. I think going back and watching is definitely worth it. This show is gold.
Maybe that'll be my Christmas break activity. That's not a bad idea.
Absolutely.
I hope it gets happier. Okay. It's a little heavy for me.
Me too.
This season is heavy. Yes, definitely. There's more.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to know that it's not always that way. Mm-hmm. Okay. So talk to us a little bit about The Bachelor. What do you really like about the show? Whoever wants to.
Ooh. So I've been watching The Bachelor like since season 1. Like I remember distinctly. I was like 8 or whatever watching The Bachelor, and I've seen almost every season, with the exception of some, or like I'll come in for the beginning and cut out at the end. But for me, it's just a guilty pleasure. I have a very love-hate relationship with this franchise. I generally love, like dating reality shows in general. And I think The Bachelor is kind of like the ultimate one, so I can't not watch it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a hard sell. If you're not in this world, it's not that many good positive things to say about it. Besides, it still is entertaining just to kind of see these crazy fast relationships develop and these feelings that just seem preposterous when you're watching it from home because you're like, you literally just met this guy a week ago. Yeah. Went on one-on-one date. What do you mean that you're in love with him and you're crying because you're going home? So I think that is just like a case study within itself. And I think there is a lot of like content from the show, like our show and our podcast in particular. We talk about The Bachelor. Obviously, we recap it every week. But there is a lot of like social commentary that we do as well. Race, the show is known for historically being completely just blatantly non-racially diverse. And so we talk about that a lot, the way they handle race, the way they portray the people of color on the show. Just a lot of relationship themes come up. They had a girl 2 seasons ago who, she was like 22, like one of the youngest cast ever. And The Bachelor was like the oldest ever. He was like 38. And so like, issues about, dating out of your age bracket and things like that. So there's like a lot of interesting like relationship themes and things that come up that just give good content, and it's just good conversation.
That's good. Justine, how about you? Have you watched since season 1?
I have watched since Rachel's season.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, so you're late to the game.
I just started watching. I would
definitely. We're not 8 years old.
Yeah. I would start watching, though, The Bachelor in particular, the last, like, 4 episodes. I would never know anyone's name, but it would just get so messy. Like, as soon as they got to the beach vacation, I was like, ooh, I know it's going to be good, but I don't know anybody's name. They were just all fighting over this guy, and I just thought it was so funny. And then I started watching Rachel's season, and I was like, oh, this shit is like real. They all believe this. Like, this isn't like normal reality TV. These people are really in this. That's what I find the most interesting, especially interviewing the people who've been on the show. I'm like, wait, so you all really believe that you were going to marry this guy? Like, for real? Like, I am shocked every time, but they all do. Like, they all go on there. They're like, yeah, I thought it would be a great chance at love. I'm like, what? And yeah, just doing the podcast overall has been really fun, especially to get to know the Bachelor Nation community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, these communities that exist online, like around these shows, it's like a whole world.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tosh, I have a question for Tasha real quick. Out of every Bachelor, who would be your favorite? I know that's a tough pick, but like, who's your most memorable that right off the top you'd say like you like the best?
Andrew Firestone.
Oh wow, that's throwback. So 2. Sean Lowe is probably like one of the most beloved bachelors. He's a nice, solid guy, even though I think he's definitely a Republican, but you know, I will overlook that. But he was a really nice guy. He's the only bachelor to date who is still married to his original pick. There's another guy who's married to who's still married, but he actually picked one woman, and then after the final
right.
rose
I know Molly and
thing,
what's his face.
Yes.
Because
Jason Mesnick.
Oh wow, that was wild.
He's still married to his runner-up. Yeah, wasn't the original pick. John Lowe was the only person who's still married to his original.
That was crazy.
He just seems like a nice. Yeah, it was wild. Nice, wholesome. This guy, I think. And then another favorite of mine who is like hated by a lot of people, but I love him, is Nick Viall.
Okay.
He was the bachelor who gave us Rachel Lindsay because she was on his season. But he also was, he was on 2 seasons of The Bachelorette vying for love. He was on Bachelor in Paradise. He's just like all up in Bachelor Nation. He was announced to be the Bachelor. People were like fucking pissed. They're like, we've seen him so much. I was secretly excited because I think he's messy as shit. He's really, I mean, one thing he's definitely known for, he was on Caitlin Bristow. She was the Bachelorette a few seasons back. He was on her season. And they had like a quickie in a hotel room, like on camera before the fantasy suites. Like, it was wild.
Oh,
and he's known for that. So I think he's messy, and I'm a fan, and he's really hot. And I've always been a secret fan of Nick.
He is hot.
What about what's her name, Trista or Chris Sutter, the OG chick?
Oh yeah.
She picked her husband the first time, and he was a surprise pick, right? I remember that back in the day, because I did watch The Bachelor up until maybe Firestone, and he would write her poems and stuff. I guess I am a loser. I remember that. But do you like her? She always kind of bothered me.
Yeah. So Trista season, I don't remember. Like, I think I remember watching like the first limo entrances and some of the beginning, and then I think I just tuned out because I just wasn't into it. I've seen most seasons. I've watched most. If there's any seasons that I've skipped or kind of like skipped around a little bit, it's definitely The Bachelorette.
Okay.
For some reason. Yeah.
Interesting. So you're less into it when the woman is picking?
I think so. I think I do prefer The Bachelor. For whatever reason. Yeah. If there's any seasons that I've kind of skipped or don't know as much about, it'd probably be The Bachelorette. And I think that's why when Rachel was named, it was just like the best thing ever, because it was finally a lead that looked like me, who I knew her cast was going to be more diverse. And I think with the past Bachelorettes, they've just been so just middle America white that I just don't connect with them at all. And then their cast of men. Someone did an article, actually. There was like, during the Bachelorette, there was like a solid 5 seasons in a row where they had not a single man of color.
Wow. So dumb.
Like, Not a single
5 seasons?
one. Yes, there was about a solid 5 seasons, just back to back to back, where they just didn't have anyone of color. So those were probably the seasons that I dipped in and dipped out. So
right. Well, so what you're saying is you guys have plenty of things to rant about on the pod with the casting.
Plenty. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So how do you feel about this show, this upcoming season? Are you guys excited about it? Do you feel like it's going to be a good season?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Justine.
Yeah, I definitely am excited about it. It's one of their most diverse casts they've ever had. This guy is a very interesting, like, case study of a person. Ari was so fucking boring. Oh my God. Luckily his girls were really, really interesting and really dope, but, he was just a bore. So I am excited to see someone who seems to have a lot of depth, also seems to be super messy, cries all the time. People think he's hot. I don't know. I'm not into like no facial hair and like, I don't know. I'm just not into it. And then he's like young on top of it. Like, nah. But I'm just excited to see somebody.
Isn't he a virgin?
He's a virgin. He's a virgin.
Who is it? I'm looking up.
That's like number one.
Oh, the new Bachelor. I'm looking him up. Is he the blonde, boring guy?
Yep.
Colton, yeah.
What a snoozer.
He looks like a little cherub to me.
Yeah. He's very young. He's like 26, so it's gonna be a messy season because the girls that they've cast, most of them are like 22, 23, so they're gonna be highly emotional, highly unhinged, and all of that. So I think that with the combination of as Justine said, he has like a lot more depth, I think, in comparison at least Ari, with the fact that he's a virgin, he has very little relationship experience, he's like very emotional. He had a whole thing last season, a back and forth kind of relationship with this girl Tia, on Bachelor in Paradise. So there's like a lot there, I think. And
his relationships were public too. Like both the relationships that he's had that we know have been extrely public. So
I have his face blown up on my phone screen right now, and he's gonna be bald, ladies. So keep that in mind. He's going bald right now. As we talk, it's receding.
The hairline's definitely going to be a problem.
Issues, and one ear is bigger than the other. I hate his face.
What? Man, I like Colton.
I don't know anything about him, but
I think he's cute.
I look at the uneven ears, huh? You're getting real critical.
Hate him.
What size?
That's very specific.
I want to give him Lita. I hope Lita wins the Bachelor and has to put up with him.
So one of our ideas for 90 days to have like a Bachelor in Paradise, but with 90 Day Fiance. So have all the like, all the dropouts be in a house. How amazing would that be?
That would be the so best show ever.
Right? It would be so messy. It'd be people buying from that K1.
Because also, like, would it be just the Americans dating the foreign people, or would the foreign people get to date each other?
Ooh. Yeah,
like, what is that like? If you're trying to go from the Philippines to Jamaica, like that's wild.
Yeah. Right? It would be good. We'd be here for it. Well, okay, so we're gonna watch because we're gonna eventually come on your pod, and so we'll check it out. I mean, I always watch it peripherally because I listen to you guys, but I will try to focus in on this season and stick with it. It's also the length of the show. Sometimes like so long. I don't know how you guys do it and then record.
Yeah, 2 hours. And then the weeks where they have the spin-offs, Bachelor in Paradise, Winter Games, like those weeks are just epically long for us.
It's a whole job to watch it.
Watching, recording, editing. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, we're right there with you. We watched 97 Bravo shows. So.
Yeah, 90 days.
It is too long.
It is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we can't thank you enough for joining us and talking 90 Day and sharing all the info. You guys want to shout out your Twitters and all of your things for the pod?
Sure. We're on all the platforms. So we're on Twitter. We live tweet The Bachelor. We also tweet all kinds of other mess. I sometimes tweet, 90 Day Fiance. Our handle is the number 2 BLK Girls, the number 1 Rose.
And our Instagram is the number 2 Black Girls, the number 1 Rose, where we have polls and memes and all types of foolishness.
Mm-hmm. We're on Facebook.
And then your podcast is available everywhere.
Everywhere?
All of the places.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, check it out. I really liked how you guys tag teamed that Instagram, Twitter. You guys are old pros. I like the smoothness. But thanks for joining us. We had so much fun. And yeah, definitely check out their podcast. They're amazing. And we're going to watch The Bachelor and, listen and see what you guys have to say.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
So fun. Bye.
Bye. All right, Justine, you have to end it.
Yeah. Thanks
Bye,
for having
guys.
us.
Thanks, guys.